yesterday, and I want to make sure I recover it. Hold on a second. If you don't mind, I know you won't mind. Let's see. Okay. Better-ish. Maybe if I go like that. Okay. So, what I really want to get to, the most important thing was the pineal gland and the theory about the pineal gland. So we're going to get to that today. I feel like there's a way to make it better, but that'll be fine. So here we go. Bop, 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 bop. All right. So the pineal gland right now, as it's as you'll find it in any anatomy book, in any medical thing in school, right, is how they teach it. 1 second, this is just annoying me, the light. And I know I can make it better, so I wanna make it better forever. That's gonna do one thing or the other. Okay. There. That should do the trick. Either way, that's gonna do the trick. All right, so as it's taught now, you've got the pineal gland is a very small, the size of a pea, they say, like at the size of a pea. Hi, Josh Pittman. Hi, Angela. The size of a pea between the two hemispheres of the brain. Okay, so you have 1, 2. So you have the right hemisphere, my right, and then the left hemisphere, right? So, and that's your big head. So I hope you can see that. Funeral director, I'm obsessed with you. I almost titled this Third Input Queen. I was like hoping you'd be here. So you guys see that there's the right hemisphere, there's the left hemisphere. I'm gonna get a better marker. Okay. So the theory that I subscribe to, and I feel on a gut level is true, is that at one point, not only is there one theory that's connected to it, that there wasn't two hemispheres. At one point, we just had one big brain, and what connected it and was in the middle was the pineal gland, which was much bigger before, incessant calcification of the pineal gland, which happens from fluoride, which is in most tap water, if not all tap water in the US, etc., etc. So there's the left hemisphere, there's the right hemisphere. Can you guys see that? So that's your brain on crack. No, I'm just kidding. So that's the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of your brain. I do these little squigglies because you know how brains look, right? So as we know it now, or what they say now, is that the pineal gland is a small pea, it's the size of a pea usually, average size of a pea, right here, wedged down in the middle of the two hemispheres. So that would be the pineal gland. Supposedly, pineal gland. Okay, see that? So that's like what they say the pineal gland is, and maybe what it actually is. The theory that I've been introduced to, and that I am into, and I can see the chat. That sounds funny. I'm into it. What I think makes a lot of sense is that our brains at one point, I don't know how many years ago, maybe 2, 3, something 100 years, yeah? Maybe less, I don't know. I don't have an educated guess on that. If you look up the pineal gland and different theories about it, you could probably find out. But the whole idea is that at one point, we didn't have two spheres. That the brain was just, the right side of the brain, remember, is logical, and the left side is emotional. And they work together. And the theory is that what has now been reduced to the size average of a pea was a long stem that started in the middle of the two hemispheres and literally connected the two hemispheres. So that is what the pineal gland used to look like. and it connected. These guys work together much more often. So you know that people will say, oh, you're very right brain, you're very left brain. If you're very right brain, you're very logical, you're good at math, or you're left brain, you're very emotional, or you're good at art and English and creative things like this. So there's a separation. And the whole theory is that at one point there was not a separation, that they worked together, the right and the left side of the brain, and the pineal gland was like this large sort of stem kind of thing that came up and between the two hemispheres. So that was an important piece. Anyone else remember, like, because I had to take down the live yesterday, the second one after I got kicked off YouTube. Did we talk about anything? I was like, I have to do the pineal gland again. But if anyone can remember anything that we talked about that I might want to recover today, that would be helpful. I feel like I wrapped up the whole TikTok thing in the first one before I got kicked off of that live yesterday. Pretty sure from some stuff I saw today that like Facebook bought TikTok. I told you guys. I told you. I said, listen, what did I say yesterday? Josh, you were here. I said, this is not about caring about people in America and their brains. Otherwise, Facebook would not be here. Instagram would not be here. You know what I'm saying? What was I going to say? I feel like I'm winded. I got some things here. Let me see if anybody remembers. I feel like there's one other thing I was like frustrated because I had to take it down. And I'm not really good at editing, especially like in real time. But I was like, the pineal gland thing for sure. I feel like something else. Stuart Wilde came up. I'll always tell everybody to get into Stuart Wilde. Infinite Self is an audiobook that you can listen to. And I further recommend buying it and every other book that he has. Weight Loss for the Mind is amazing as well. Thank you. It got really long. Ryan. Hi, Ryan. Angela, I think Angela and Josh and Ryan will know that. Like, we watched the movie The Room. You guys remember The Room? Like, we watched it, like 2 or 3 years ago? We used to have, like, stoner movie nights. We need to get back into that, by the way. We watched The Room. And whenever I say it like that, you guys know I'm doing, oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Angela. Oh, hi, Ryan. Do you remember that scene in The Room? What's his name, Ryan? He was walking around Venice pretending to be the Joker. He's a very funny guy. Something W. Wines. Oh. Yeah, it was very interesting. What's up, One Up Scott? Long time. It's very interesting. So some of the stuff I was looking into today, they were like they call them the tech oligarchs. The tech oligarchs. They said all the tech oligarchs. That was weird. I thought it said Bueller. Bueller, all the tech oligarchs were at Trump's commencement thing. Okay. Okay, I want to talk about this. Because what I do, guys, especially when I'm researching and stuff, is I start writing stuff down, creating videos. Okay. Personal. You guys have been here. You know about my notes. I think I like talked about this yesterday. I'm just gonna read through this. This is something that I wrote for myself, I think. Stop over-explaining your decisions or choices. It's for happiness. This is things that might be helpful for happiness. Stop overthinking situations. Most people are wrapped up in themselves. Stop negative self-talk. Positive or at least neutral. Stop avoiding conflict. Stop fearing rejection. Stop holding back from asking questions. Stop downplaying compliance. Stop reading between the lines too much. Stop overcompensating with humor. Stop ignoring small wins. Stop ignoring small wins. There's somebody I used to know, and I'd be like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, you passed this test, or you got an A in this test, or whatever. And they'd be like, that's what I was supposed to do. I don't congratulate myself for things that I'm supposed to do. And I'm like, why? Literally, why? Sex, fame, murder, scandal. Oh, this has to do with something else. Okay, so I was studying the CIA. It's not called the CIA, by the way. It's just called CIA. If you know, you know. I've only say that for a while. So this guy, I brought him up before, but I never had his name properly. Pineal Baron. Ryan, if you're still here, can you write that? Can you type that? Pineal Baron. I think it's Burnal Barron. So he's the guy that we can all thank for the nonstop propaganda machine that is media now. He's the guy that in the 50s or 1947, figured out how to basically, what do you call it? Brainwash humans, brainwash American citizens specifically. So, let's see. So I started doing something else, guys, that might be helpful for you. It's called morning pages, and you just wake up and write. It doesn't matter punctuation, just write for 3 pages straight. It's basically like mental letting go, but so we don't want to know about that. Okay. Oh, that's a stoicism video that I want to do. I feel like I'm pretty scattered. Let me get to the CIA stuff because I just saw it. I thought I saw it. Scam protection. Okay. There was a guy called Gottlieb, and he was really into destroying the brain to induce mind control. So he was like one of the fathers of MK Ultra, if you will. His name was Gottliev. It's very weird because I had a student with the same last name, and I had a feeling, I always had this feeling he was related to a dark, wealthy-ass family, and I just wonder if he is. So this guy Gottlieb was very into, this was like 50s, 60s, very into destroying people's minds so that he could rebuild it the way that he wanted. So it was MK Ultra, basically. Robert Hunter, he was a lyricist for the Grateful Dead, also worked for CIA. Think about that, beep, beep. He was a lyricist for the Grateful Dead. Robert Hunter, who was CIA at the time. Nazi concentration camp experiments. So they took a lot of, in the 50s, 60s, they took a lot of the Nazi concentration camp experiments and how they basically copied a lot of them. Oh, and very interesting. Look what I have right here, Ryan. So you guys, in the last week or something, last 3-4 days, Trump and Elon Musk, Elon Musk, whatever the fuck, they announced they're doing something called Project Stargate. I think it's actually called Project Stargate. And I was like, why does that sound familiar? So the Project Stargate that they are doing is, I forget what theirs is. I literally do. But I was like, it's so weird that they would call it that because that was a CIA project from the 50s. I couldn't remember if it was the UFO one or if it was the psychic one. It's the psychic one. So the Stargate project was power of mind control focused on psychics. A guy named Uri Geller, Urigellar, got people, and that's where spoon bending came in, blah, 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 blah. So Hoover equals the U.S. Navy commander at that time. The crash of the 1947... We don't know. So Bernal Barron, he was like I think it might have been the 40s actually. I feel like he's French, but he was like, this is how we can control everyone. Just control the media. Okay, so that's the end of my notes there. I think it's very weird that a very invasive, we'll call it, CIA project that's just getting like released and stuff now has the same name as something like I think one of the first or second things that Trump does while he's in office. It's like what? Oh, Monk Monty, I'm glad you're here. There was a comment that you wrote. What are today's lessons? Well, I had to redo the pineal gland because I had to delete the video from last night, and then we're talking about just now CIA and propaganda, and then hello. You do, Angela? How do you remember him? Remember him from what? Wait, he had a show? It must be a different Uri Geller. Because the Uri Geller I'm talking about in my notes was part of the Stargate project, the CIA Stargate project in the 50s, 60s. So I don't think it's the same guy. But for me, it's like, if anybody knows what these things were called and what the names of them were, they would be people in positions like, you know, Elon and Trump. So I think it's very bizarre. It's almost like, because they will do shit like that. They will do shit like this. So say there's something that has a negative connotation or historically people have bad memories about, most of which are true. They'll make a movie or a product or something else that, so now when you go to look for that thing, it'll be like a product or a show or movies. It'll be so like hard to find the information that you're actually looking for. I think there must be another Uri Geller because this dude was CIA and was into, yo, a couple of my friends live in Napa, like where a lot of the Grateful Dead musicians and stuff live. I'm like, do you guys know Robert Hunter? They're like, we know his daughter. I was like, no way. I was like, did you know he was a lyricist and CIA at the same time? So Gottlieb was really into mind control, MK Ultra stuff, destroying the brain to induce mind control. Robert Hunter, Grateful Dead lyricist, Robert Hunter was also into Nazi concentration camp experiments. Uri Geller was part of Stargate. So he was the one that was talking about spoon bending. If you've heard about spoon bending, it means it's basically manipulating an object without touching it. Okay, that's all I'll say about spoon bending. But it's also like code for something else. URI space Uri Geller, Gellar. So Uri Geller was one of the people that was in classrooms with students, I guess children, people that were, like sitting in front of spoons or something else. Another thing was like moving glasses of water, right? Sitting in front of them and telling them how to do it. In one of the videos, it said, you have to question if they're playing with these mind powers, this ability to bend a spoon without touching it or to move a glass without touching it. You have to wonder if these things were possible and that's what they were sitting in the rooms working on. Why wouldn't they do something like cool? Like to what end is someone bending a spoon? Does that make sense? Like, why not? I don't know. I'm just making shit up right now. Why not organize nails to come together so they actually make like a weapon? I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Anything useful. Calm down. Hi. Connected to the hells and the angels. Ken Casey. Sorry, I can't see that all of it. Grateful Dead. I love the Dead. I still love the Dead, okay? I was like a Deadhead in high school. Like, I went to in 1995, the last Dead concert in DC. He died a month later. Another good book is Acid Dreams. I haven't heard of that one. Thank you. The spoon trick got found out though. Monty. Was Uri Geller a psychic? I do not think he was a psychic himself. He was interested in working. He was he might have been one of the founding fathers of Project Stargate, Stargate Project, which was circa 1950s CIA. And that's when they were trying to use psychics, again, copying Hitler, who used psychics in the Nazi situation. I like a few of their songs. Scarlet Scarlet Begonias is like one of my favorite all-time songs. Dennis Wilson, I think, was also CIA. I knew the dead was connected to them. Hold on, I'm just gonna grab a book. I knew the dead was connected to them because if you think about it, it's very similar to feminism. People get mad at me because I tell the truth about feminism. It's very similar. It was a movement. Anytime there is a movement of people, you're creating a source of division. You're also creating a movement. You're also creating a bunch of passion. And guess what? We learned this yesterday. When you are emotional, you are rendered basically useless in terms of logical thinking. You don't make smart choices when you're in emotion. So yesterday, I think I brought up, like, especially women, it's just a thing. More women will be like left side. Okay, let's also remember this. Left side of the brain controls the right side of the body. Right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. Right side is logical. Left side is more emotional, creative. So especially women, we will get into a feeling, right? Something will give us a feeling and we'll feel emotional. And something that I've been practicing, wait 8 to 10 seconds and literally ask your right brain to kick in. Right brain, reason, logic, can you kick in on this? Because I'm getting a really I feel like I'm a bit more emotional than I should be about dropping this thing on the floor. You know, because that's what will happen. Oh my gosh, or stubbing my toe. And then it's like 8 to 10 seconds it takes for the right brain to kick in. You just have to give it that time. There's a book I want to show to 2 of you, at least. Okay, well, this one's an important one. For Calm Down and Monty Monk Monty, this one is very important. You know what this is, yeah? So much. Did you say William Cooper? No, you said someone else. Behold a Pale Horse. There's another book I wanted to show both of you. I feel like you guys are like work on similar information. This book is very interesting. This book is called Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper. He was naval intelligence. Okay, so I feel like I covered everything that I missed yesterday. I haven't done anything super embarrassing. Hello. How do you say that? Schwanzimmernasch. Schwanzimmernasch. Yes, sir. I read a lot of that. But is it? Dude, I was wondering. Wait, this one, Calm Down. This has a lot of bad info? Like incorrect info? Is that what you're saying? I was like, the letters and stuff have to be real though, right? Like Jacobson and Goldberg, you know, like these are real letters, I think. But the context, and also, I'm sorry, how am I supposed to, well, some stuff, some of the letters you can barely, there's like almost everything is black. Like, I'm sorry, what? How? But I think a lot of the documents are real, right? Calm Down. Final version, going to Miller Review. Yeah, that's like, and PSYOP community. But what's the bad info? There's another book called Chaos. I don't like to have it in my like vision because it's red and it says chaos. Chaos. Oh yeah, I just said that right. So funny. Chaos and Pale Horse are the best books on these topics. Well, he was saying there's a lot of bad info. I wonder what you mean by bad. All right, guys, I am gonna go eat. Let's recap. So the pineal gland, ways to strengthen the pineal gland or meditate, very simply meditate on your pineal gland. Just close your eyes, you can tap it. It's between and slightly above your eyebrows. But let's remember, it's when I visualize it, I like see it. It's, you know, this is for an energetic center. This is your third eye chakra, right? Ajna chakra. So I do visualize this little like P in between, deep seated in between the two hemispheres of my right and the left brain. Right hemisphere, left hemisphere. and I allow it to grow, like to where, like I visualize it getting bigger. I don't take fluoride, so I don't drink tap water. I feel very blessed to be able to get water that doesn't have fluoride in it. I'm just gonna read this part. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with the beasts of the earth. Holy Bible, Book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 8. And then next I have a sermon on Sunday. No big whoop. Hi, Jaren T. I'm out though because I gotta go eat food. Oh, so right in the left side of the brain. We cannot have fluoride. Even toothpaste. If you can find toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride, that would be fantastic. My friend, Ryan, Lynn told me not to use shampoo. She goes, actually, that's like right where your brain is. Like you have to use shampoo without chemicals. I was like, okay. Copy that. But your teeth are very important. Your teeth are right next to your brain. So if you can find one of those like Tom's brand, Tom's has non-fluoride toothpaste. I think they have lots of them now, and they're not super expensive. Meditating on your third eye. So you can just meditate on a white spot between and slightly above your eyebrows. I like to take it a step further and literally visualize that place between my right and the left hemisphere, like allowing it to get bigger. Then what else did we cover? We covered Project Stargate, which is now a new thing. So they'll call different things different names. Like for example, if there was a project that would, and there are a lot of them that hurt people, and let's call it Project Irene. They'll like name a hurricane Hurricane Irene, and then it'll be very difficult to find out information about Project Irene. Does that make sense? So I thought it was very interesting when Trump announced that he was starting Project Stargate with Sam Altman, founder of ChatGPT, I believe, and Elon Musk. What dark demonic shit are you guys doing right now? Like, I don't know, but why are you calling it Project Stargate? That was a project, a CIA project that they're just now telling us about, because they have those periods of time that they don't release information that had to do with psychics and mind control and torturing people. You could have called it Project Starlink. I mean, I guess maybe you already have your Project Starlink, but Project Star, Project Gate, Project like anything but one that was specifically named for something else 50 years ago. And then the last thing, what did we cover? The last thing was, I guess we'll have to look into the validity of Behold a Pale Horse. I always thought this was legit. I have not read the whole thing, but they do talk about a lot of the stuff that I sort of allude to. Let's see. Questions, comments. Project trolling us. Yeah, exactly, right? My dentist grilled me on not... Really? So there was a woman, you should grill your dentist and fire him, perhaps. There was a woman, I couldn't even believe it, because it's very well known by now that not only is fluoride not beneficial for your teeth, it like decalcifies your pineal gland. So this dumb woman on the news, because I don't really watch the news that much, but I had to watch it a lot 2 weeks ago, like last week and a half because of the fires. She was talking about this guy, Robert Kennedy Jr., that is going to be now the head of the health department and wants to take fluoride out of the water. I don't know anything else about the motherfucker, but the fact that he wants to take fluoride out of the water. And this weirdo woman goes, we have test after test that proves that the fluoride is good for your teeth. Da, da, da. No, it's actually a poison. Do you know what fluoride used to be used for in the 20s and the 30s? It was a house cleaner. Look it up. So you got to just figure out, some people are there for you or for you, but most of people are not for you. So you have to always just be for yourself. I would tell your dentist he was stupid and he's not allowed to touch your teeth anymore. Natural baking soda toothpaste. Yes, exactly. Without fluoride. And here's the thing, guys, it's not super easy, especially if you don't live in a place where you can like, but if you can find toothpaste without fluoride, great. If you can get a water filter, great. But you can also be an alchemist. You also have the power to change these things yourself. Okay? Don't ever forget that part. Salty waves. It's the runoff from aluminum manufacturing plants as well. Thank you for bringing that up. I was like, I hope this is not too random, but I want to say this as well. Major part of your lymph nodes, which is your immune system, the area is located in one part. I mean, you have them in your throat, but also in your armpits. So most deodorants have aluminum in them. Putting aluminum, which is a metal, which is not something that your body wants inside of it, to your lymph nodes isn't a great idea. So if you can find aluminum-free deodorant, that'd be great. Let's all circle around in a few days. Let's see if we can all find some brands, some toothpaste without fluoride, some deodorants and some shampoo and body things that don't have aluminum or a bunch of chemicals that we can't pronounce. Like, I believe that things go into your body fastest through your skin. Inhalation might be faster, but to your bloodstream. That's what I meant, to your bloodstream, through the pores in your skin. What's up, Chris Mack? That's dope, because magnesium is very good for you. Chris Mack, your deodorant? My deodorant has magnesium in it instead of aluminum. What's the brand? Your skin is your target organ. Yeah, exactly. Don't things go to your bloodstream fast just through your pores, through your epidermis? Do you guys remember being a kid and people like, what is your largest organ? You're like, I don't know, my heart, my stomach, your epidermis. I remember not knowing what it was a joke when you were like in 3rd or 4th grade. And I remember being embarrassed, like, what's an epidermis? Like, that's your skin. It's the largest organ that you have. Okay, guys, Crystal. Let's all go find the deodorant. It's called Crystal. I think I've seen it. It like looks like a crystal. It's like pretty, right? I think there's a purple one. It's called Crystal. I use the tea tree one. Okay. Also, I think you have my address. You could send me a present, Chris Mack. Your epidermis is showing. Exactly. Guarantee. That was one of them. Your epidermis is showing, and you'd be like, what? I'm covered. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Crystal deodorant doesn't have aluminum. Aluminum-free deodorant is fantastic. Tom's toothpaste is a brand I know, doesn't have fluoride. Let's try to keep fluoride out of our mouths and out of our bodies and aluminum out of our pores. Until next time, bye-bye.